Hi everyone, you'll notice that I am not in my shop because I just finished up, while at the other shop, a very important thing that I need to announce to you immediately. Later in this video, you're going to notice that I say something about merch and possibly having something available. Well, it is very last minute and I have gotten it done. We now have a merch store available for not only the race team, but for the YouTube channel as well. There's team merchandise and there's novelty merch. There's t-shirts, some kind of hat, tank tops, stickers, things of that nature, koozies, simple stuff. I will be adding more in the future. However, there is some available right now. And you can go over to our old website, and eagle-eyed viewers of the channel will remember maybe seeing the website GleasonBrosRacing.com on the back of my trailer. That is our old website that I have repurposed for the merch store and other information. So, we have brought that back from the dead. We now have merch. Go check out that at the website, GleasonBrosRacing.com. Click on the merch store tab. It's right at the top, and you can click on a button there to enter the merch store. Buy yourself a shirt, buy yourself a hat. There will be more coming in the future, I promise you. And that's just enough for us to get it off the ground right now so that you guys can get something cool. So go there, check it out, get yourself some merch. It really helps to support the channel. It really does. And tell your friends. But anyway, enjoy the video. Hi everyone, welcome back. Back to race week, and the season is winding down. Only 2 races remain, and we gotta get ready to finish the year strong. Thanks you guys so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate every single one of you, especially those who have subscribed. And if you haven't done so yet, please consider doing so, because boy, that helps me a lot on the business end. You have no idea how much just clicking on a video or hitting subscribe or maybe even watching the whole thing actually helps, because it does. You know, I don't ask you guys for nothing other than just kind of helping me out with those 2 things. But in the very, very near future, I will be having merch available for not only the race team, but the YouTube channel. I've got team shirts for the car. And I also have novelty shirts and stickers and a whole bunch of stuff in the works. Again, I know we're small potatoes on YouTube, but I think we can really make something of this. And I've got some really interesting stuff in the pipeline here. So I'm going to keep you up to date on that. If you don't follow me on social media, I keep the links below, and you can go follow me on those places. But either way, we've got to get ready to go back to racing because it's happening quick. Car's mostly ready. If we needed to, we could bolt it together and go. But I also have a couple other projects kind of in hand here. Chief among which will be cleaning it, because boy did I leave everything in the world on top of the car from the last time I've been working on it. Good grief. And I left my toolboxes out. I left everything out. Also, I was thinking about doing this. Now, I found these shelves because we just got some new appliances in the house, so I needed to take these old shelves down from the laundry room. I was thinking about putting them up in this area of my garage, maybe moving the banner that I borrowed from one of the local tracks. And I was thinking about putting the shelves up on the wall and putting my trophies up in here. My problem is it would be a great place for them. However, it's really dirty in here. Like, it is supremely dusty. I mean, here, these are just paint cans that are collapsing this thing here, but look at that. I mean, it is everywhere. It's just dust city. It's disgusting. I'm constantly blowing the filters out of everything that uses one and blowing this thing out. Like, look, it's just supremely gross, right? So I don't want my trophies to get really disgusting in here, but at the same time, it would be a great place to display them. So I'm thinking about putting them up. I know the dust is really kind of an issue in here, and the dirt, and you know, really would be the best place for it. I got a lot of unused space there. I do want to insulate it, but I mean, who knows if that'll ever get done, especially with the fact that I really kind of need a new floor before I need insulation, because that's really getting bad. I'll take that and I'll put it as a backdrop across, like over here. I'll move all this stuff here, and then I'll probably just put these shelves up. Hopefully I can get them on a stud or something that they can mount pretty flush to, make it level, and maybe we can have something nice up there. That would be cool. And I'd really gain a lot of room back at my house, so let's just do that. We got plenty of room for more. I got a lot of room on this end, and I kind of went in chronological order, but didn't really. I put my mini stock door up, which...
Hello.
What was that noise you just made? So I got the whole shelf up, trophies up. He helped me bring them in, which is pretty cool. And I'm gonna shine them up a little bit, I think, and dusting this stuff is going to be a real pain, but you know what? It's cool to have them out here now. So now that that is up, and actually, I don't know, kind of decent. If you ask me, I feel like I actually did a halfway good job on that. So for once, something came out well. We have to focus on cleaning the dang car off, because I need to put all the tools away, number one. I don't need them all out. I need to clean up this area. That box needs to go back. This needs to, everything just needs to be the heck out of my way. And I got to verify timing on it. So we're going to have to open the door up, make more dust to coat our brand new trophy stand up. We'll get this checked. I had the cap and rotor apart, making sure it wasn't bound up in there. Cleaned it up a little bit. Just want to make sure nothing is funny and everything's going to work okay. So check the water, top that off in case it needs it. I don't think it does. Ever since we put that cap on, it's been brilliant. And then we can get to work on whatever else is on the list. So I got some questions here. I got this old Harbor Freight timing light. You know, it's been pretty trusty. It works. But the dial, you can't see it from there, but it starts way down there. But if I turn it about 10 degrees, that's 0. So I wonder if that changes. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get to doing this here. So okay, lights on. Let's grab some gas. I don't know if this thing's gonna actually start. We'll see. Oh yeah. How low is it? Pretty low. Oh God. Let her warm up a minute. I can already tell what it needs. Oh, I can smell how humid it is. Well, that definitely didn't change. Man down. her down there and hope for the best. Check the fan. Oh yeah, he's working. That's interesting. There's fuel weeping out of the booster, or not the booster, but the squirter. Yeah, there's fuel weeping out of the squirter for some reason. I don't know what that's all about. Wish I turned the fan on. Wish I had a bigger screwdriver. Let's try tightening it down, see what happens. Okay, good, it's not in gear. Okay, now that my eyes hurt, let's shut it off. Oh my God. It's running right now. Oh, my eyes. Okay, readjusted the carburetor and the timing a little bit. Timing was kind of being a little bit of a pain, but got it exactly where I want. You know, when you try to adjust something and you go a little bit too far, and then a little bit too less, and then you just want to get 1 damn degree out of it because it makes a difference, and like it takes you all day to do it. So that's pretty much where we were, and got it all set. Everything seems to be fine. Runs pretty nice, kept pretty cool. Carburetor had a couple minor weird issues that we just ironed right out, and should be good to go there. This whole thing is still here. I think we might take her to Thompson for the World Series after Stafford's all done. It's funny. She fired right up. Nice and clean inside. Body's still clean. Engine bay still clean. Everything works. That's awesome. All right, guys. Well, we got a lot done on the decorating front, the tuning front, and the research front to make sure that things still run. I think I'm going to call it an early day. My kid was homesick today from school. I took him to the doctor. He seems to be coming around pretty good. So I'm going to go spend some time with him. And I'm going to clean up a little bit more. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, it's the next day. I keep forgetting what day of the week it is. I've been off camera essentially planning, which means talking to myself because there's nobody else in here. And thinking, oh man, I gotta get out and I gotta go get the tires and I gotta go bring them all in and I gotta get them on the car and get the air and run the air in here and get them all sized up. And I'm like, hold on a second. Okay. It's Wednesday. Chill out. Relax a little bit. It's, we got 2 races left in the year. We got this week and next week. We don't have any special events for us. I mean, we show up one day and we go, it's a normal show. Show up after work and race and go home. It's basically for the same for both days. But basically, we're at the point where it's like, okay, just chill out. Okay, I know you haven't raced in a week. What we need to do right now, okay, is maintenance. And maintenance is paramount to anything else. Tomorrow, we'll have the car on scales. And also tomorrow, I have the whole day off because I got something to do with my kid at school. And I guess there's some kind of thing I got to attend. So that's kind of neat. But we'll get that done later. That won't take all day. So today we're going to work on the maintenance, the stuff that's important, the stuff that finishes races, not just wins races, finish. Tire stuff I got to do. We got to do the hood pins, which got bent up in that last race. I got one kind of straightened out. We pushed the top forward a little bit, but there's still some bent ones. And I agree with everything everybody has ever said about my hood pins. The only reason my hood pins are not all the way out on the corners like they should be is because I literally just built them to match whatever hood I had laying around and where the hood pins already were in said hood. And I even had the chance to change it too. Like, I got another hood and all I did was just re-drill the holes for the existing spots. And it's like, had I had any forethought whatsoever, I would have just moved the damn hood pins and they would have held down. Instead of me having to put those, Zeus buttons in the corners and stuff, but, that's something for another time. Maybe we'll get a new hood next year. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Depends on if we even run. I don't even know at this point. But either way, it's time to dive back in. We got to dive into the hubs. Now, again, we've had some issues with the hub seals even staying in the hubs because of the pressurization issues. When the grease was getting hot, it was pressurizing and it was blowing the seals off, which I've seen them, if you have stock hubs, sometimes you get the little press in, like hammer on dust cover. And sometimes I'd seen them blow off, and we used to just drill a pinhole in them. Ever since I did that to these, they've been ever just fine. But I've had them apart a few times, and the biggest problem is I just keep, pushing grease into the bearings. We're not really packing the bearings more than we're just kind of rubbing more grease into it. I want to take these hubs off and completely repack them. Just go through it, redo everything, completely push all new grease into everything, and just redo it. And then we know that they're fine. There's only 2 races left. We don't have to touch them again for the rest of the year. Just make sure they're tight and go. That's disappointing and surprising at the same time. Something wore a ridge into my cap. I hope it's not ruined. I think it's okay. But where did all that stuff go? Oh, just right here. I've been running these, pins because for some reason I can't really get a cotter pin in this slot very cleanly. Maybe I should just use smaller cotter pins, but I've been cutting them in half and using like half a cotter pin to get them to work, but oh. Yeah, that's not what I expected. This may call for the parts washer, which is covered in stuff like usual. All right, so these brakes and hubs and everything, actually not too bad. Luckily, it was all aluminum debris. Parts washer took care of it. I'll have to clean that thing out about 10 years from now when I decide to change the fluid, which will probably be never also, but whatever. Hubs and everything went back together really well. All the grease, everything was fine. Bearings are fine. I just greased the hell out of it. That side was totally fine. So I didn't even bother putting it in the parts washer. I just wiped it out, greased it, and stuck it back on. Now it's the hood pin's turn. And let's see. I think only one of them is really kind of an issue at this point. So we'll try to... Oh, there we go. Okay, these are good. This one kind of... Yep, kind of in. So how we fix that is with a hammer. And you just kind of beat on it a little bit. Missed that one. Left-handed. Sorry, everybody. I'm sorry you had to see that very pathetic movement there. It's a lot harder with only one hand. I would have 2 hands, but my microphone died, so I have to do this close up. All right. They fit again. That was lucky. All right, so hood's back fitting. It is disgusting, as you can probably tell. When you're standing far away from it, it's like, oh, it looks great. Then you step up close and it's like, ugh, it's gross. So we'll get to cleaning that later. Judging by my list, we're done for the day. I've got all day tomorrow to have the car on scales. And don't think there's going to be a heck of a lot of changes with that. So we're just going to bolt a new tire on and shove it on the scales, put the fuel in it, and roll it in the box, because that's all we got to do. So anyway, I'm going to go spend some time with the family, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, next day. Spent a lot of the morning doing family stuff as I trip over things right now. I even went out to a antique store, and I found a sign to hang up in the shop. As you can tell, I've got quite a few just kind of hanging around, just wherever they came from. But I found one that was a little bit intriguing. It was for Drive. No idea. I Googled it. I didn't find a damn thing. So I'm like, that's cool. I got to have that. So that's the sound I make whenever I burn myself while welding. So I figured it was appropriate. Either way, we got to get this thing put back together, cleaned off, tires on it, fuel in it, and it's got to go on scales. And we need to finalize everything. I really should check towed just to be safe, even though I didn't really see a mark on the tire after getting hit hard in the right front last race. Wasn't last week, last race. And just to be safe, just check everything. If you don't go to the racetrack with the thing 100%, then what the hell are you out there for? So we'll get this thing, and I'm really kind of, putting off a bunch of this because it's raining and really humid out, and it's like, it's kind of gross, but I can't hold it off forever. So I'm going to get this thing cleaned up, get the tires out of the trailer, get the air hose out, start checking air pressures, and get this thing on scales. Glad I haven't gone outside yet. I just opened the door to go get the trailer door down and go get the tires, and it's pouring. I genuinely feel bad for the guys who really try to make this stuff happen, who don't have a garage and have no choice but to work out there. Maybe they have an open trailer that they work on their car on, something like that. And man, I'll tell you what, that sucks. I've lived that life. That's terrible. That's why I bought an enclosed trailer, was because I didn't have a garage at the time. Oh, good, it's stopping. Anyway, I bought these tarps, which probably were about to become very useful. These are recycled billboard tarps, apparently. If you've seen the ads for those online, these are literally a vinyl tarp. I bought 2 of them at 20 feet by 10 feet. So I'm thinking that's going to be pretty good to at least repair stuff or keep things in my yard dry. Like me when I'm about to go out there and it starts downpouring rain out of absolutely nowhere for a minute. All right, so we've run into our first issue, which has kind of been a long time in the making. We started out with this new setup with a little extra wedge in her, and I didn't like it. It was pretty tight, and that's pretty much the only real change that we've been making to this thing. And we've finally gotten to the point where we've taken a bunch out to try to make it a little bit more balanced, that now the left front is starting to take a little bit of a nosedive. So what I got to do is I got to go in and add a couple more turns to pick it back up, which kind of stinks. I was really hoping to just kind of turn a couple bolts, set the bar, and get out of here. But, well, things happen. So tack 30 minutes onto the day. So if you're ever doing what I'm doing and you're on scale pads and you have to get underneath and work on a suspension component, and you're still on all 3 other pads, well, the best way you can find to put it back where it came from was line up the very center of the hub and put a piece of tape where that is. Then when you put all your stuff back together, you stick your tire back on, slide that back under, mark it right back where it came from, and you'll be right back in line with all the rest of them. All right. Got numbers we wanted. We can do a little bit more massaging before the last race if this works and it makes the car feel better. But she's ready. I also came to a realization. I'm like, every time I do like caster camber toe, I roll the thing forward, I put it on turning plates, which I take the scale pad out, put that shim, like a big square plywood shim, ignore the fact that it says left rear, and I put it underneath it, under the turning plates, which are actually right here too, and I just kind of set your, caster camber, and then I would have to build like blocks up at the front in order to get the toe done. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I could just check it here with the scale pad still here because all of that is level. What I could really do is I could take 2 scrap pieces of sheet metal, drop a few drops of oil in it, slide it under there, then roll the tire on it so it can turn on its own. That way, if I have to set toe, it's not sitting there and I'm not going to accidentally tow it out or in 3/4 of an inch, as we've done before in the past. So I'm going to get this thing finally buttoned up and in the box for the penultimate race of the year. Okay, I just proved my own concept. I was just going to check the toe, just kind of static sitting on here. And then I took those 2 pieces of scrap sheet metal, not aluminum, sheet metal, and I drizzled a whole mess of oil in it. And I kind of wiggled the, steering wheel back and forth. I don't think it did anything to the other side. But as long as one side, especially the side you're adjusting, can kind of slide when you bounce on the car and, find its true height and track, I guess, is the word you're looking for here. But I took a measurement before, and I had this trammel bar set up. This is how I always do it. You've got the plate on one side that's butt up against the tire, and I made it wide so you can't really mess it up. I like trying to keep it as centered up as possible. And then I wrote a line right here in the middle of this one so that you measure off of here in case there's any tweak to this whatsoever. You got a central point. And I measure off the middle, widest bulge of the tire, and I leave the trammel bar to the outside on the front and the back so that I can read it properly. Now, when I did that, the measurement was like, it's an arbitrary number. It can be anything. This is just kind of how wide I built the bar, but it's like 2 15/16 and 2 13/16. I put those plates down and I wiggle the wheel. Now it says 2 5/8, 2 3/4. So the track changed. Something in the front end changed. Where it sits changed. The bulge of the tire wasn't stressed anymore. Now the car can actually be measured properly, and it's actually towed in. I checked it, and it's towed in an 1/8 of an inch. So if you're measuring front to back, by the way, I know a lot of you already know this, but some of you may not. Wherever the bigger number is matters. If you have a bigger number in the back when you're measuring, and there's a bigger number, that means it's towed out. If you're measuring and the bigger number's up front, it's towed in. It's kind of the opposite of what you'd think. Bigger number means it's further away. Smaller number means it's closer. So this thing's towed in an 1/8 inch. I got the ghetto plates underneath this tire. I'm going to crawl up under here, adjust it, get it done, and in the trailer we go, finally. Last gasp of summer. That humidity's still hanging around. So we got her in the box. Everything's done. I even swept up. I'm standing here looking around at the shop floor, and I'm thinking to myself, I wish I had the money and the help and the storage space so that I could move all this crap out, demolish the floor, and put a new floor in, because I can't afford a new shop. If I could afford a new shop, this place would have been bulldozed years ago. But I can't. And I really need a new shop, but since I can't have that, I need a new floor. and I don't know how much that'll cost. It's probably more than I can afford. And I don't know, man. I don't know if I can really, I'm looking at it here and I'm like, here, I'll even show you. I mean, some of the rocks and aggregate is starting to come out of the floor. You know, they're starting to pop out. Like, it's so unlevel that it's just, like, I'm glad that the spot the car sits doesn't see a lot of movement or walking or anything getting dragged over it, but like up at the front here, this is not good. Up front, it's really not good. Like, really, really not good. So this floor is junk. This garage, I think somebody kind of put it together in pieces. Like, you can tell that this place was probably not meant for cars. I don't even know if the slab is thick enough for a car. It's definitely not good because it's cracked here. You can see this big crack here. And this side of the garage is actually sinking down. My original plan was, I'll just go buy a storage container or something and stick it in the corner of the yard, or right next to the shop, and I'll just put all my stuff in there, like all my parts and racks and shelves and everything, and if I need something, I can just go out to the storage container, go grab it, you know what I mean? Put it in sections, organize it, have everything there. Take all my workbenches and stuff and put them in the workshop area that's over here and be good. And then we could easily, if everything's out of here, pour a new floor or jackhammer it out, do whatever we got to do. But I don't have that. So, I don't know. I don't know how much longer I can really run with this floor. It's not good. And having it be this unlevel is bad. Having it flood all the time is bad. Having just, oh man. Like I said before in the video, I feel bad for the guys who don't have a shop, but like, this is basically a roof over my head so that I can keep my stuff dry. And that's about it. So we got to do something, but we'll figure it out. But anyway, it's 2 races to go, and we're going to go do what we do best, which is our best, and try to finish the year strong. All right, back on the road, almost to the track, second to last race. It's kind of funny, you know, for all the stress and for all the work and headache and some glory, it's amazing that it's already almost done. So we'll get there and we'll hopefully find a parking spot. Following this week's race sponsor into the track. Oh, they even got bigger trucks here. Look at that. All right, let's go find the bumpiest road in history. Since I got a minute, practice report. Car was good, totally fine. It was actually a little bit less tight than the last time we raced, so I just didn't bother going out in the second practice. I watched the times of everybody else and nobody changed. So basically I'd be going out there and running laps and wasting equipment at that point because I just don't feel like making any adjustments. So we're gonna let it cool off. I broke in a nice new right rear tire and let that thing cool off as much as humanly possible. We don't have heat races, so we're gonna go straight to features. And if the track does end up cooling off a little bit, I think it'll come to us, which would be nice. And I think tonight's gonna be a night where I gotta wear my sunglasses because that sun's gonna set right over turn 1. That's gonna be bright. About as bad as Thompson coming out of turn 4, if anybody's ever done that on this channel. So I don't know where we're starting yet in the feature. You'll figure that out in the next screen, but we'll be ready for that. hot. Jesus.
Headlights. Headlights.
We are back in the shop. The car looks like I've raced it. It is damaged. Nothing more than usual. Bumper needs to be pushed back out in the back. Front bumper might need to be pushed out. I'm not too sure yet. I'm just kind of looking at it now. But all in all, it's pretty darn good. I was going to apologize for the lapped car situation where a bunch of guys got tore up, but that wasn't my fault. So I'm not apologizing for it. If you're mad about it, go be mad at the right people. Because when you've got a lapped car being yelled at by race control to get to the bottom and the leaders are literally driving by them, and then they decide to hook a left across the middle of the leaders, which was my car, and I could not slow down in time because when I tried to, I got pushed through them from behind, and it's like, well, I can't help that. So again, if you're mad about that, go be mad at the right people, not me. It just sucks that people got involved in that. I didn't want to caution. I was doing fine. But anyway, I also got used up with 2 laps to go by the point leader who told me he needed spots. And it came at my expense, apparently. So I walked up to him and told him I'm not going to get punked. And I put it in the memory bank for later. And he pretty much ruined one of my rims because he needed 2 spots apparently and didn't give a shit about anybody else around him in order to get those spots. So I'll remember that. Anyway, we're going to do our normal maintenance. Get the car squared back off, push the rear bumper back out. I don't think I'm going to take it off even though I see a cracked weld. I might just try tacking it back together with the bumper cover still on. And put it back on scales. And go back out there for the last race. You know, what's funny is we've been trying to loosen the thing up because it feels tight, but we never got the tight out of it, but now it's just kind of loose in different spots, and it's actually kind of hurting me on time. So I'm like, it was faster when it was tight. So we're going to have to try something else, I think, and go back to what worked. I don't know about the carburetor either because I'm flat-footing it off the corner, and it's not gaining RPMs. I mean, does the car handle that good that a 350 horsepower plus crate engine can't keep up? That's a new one. It would be news to me. But anyway, so we'll do our thing and we'll get back out there like usual and we'll give it our best shot for the last race of the year. Also, with a car this good right now, I don't think I'm going to take next year off. I think we're going to put something back together and go do this again. Because it's been so much fun interacting with you guys out there and meeting fans and having kids come up to the car and, you know, just the experience overall has been tremendous. And even though it's been one of the more stressful things that I've ever done lately, I did find some of it to be very rewarding. And I'm looking for marketing partners to come on the car. I already have amazing sponsors that you guys need to go and visit and go, you know, do business with. And I can't say how much I actually appreciate what they do because I wouldn't be able to do this without them. Without my amazing sponsors and the amazing people behind me. Northeast Trucking Off-Road in Gales Ferry, Connecticut. 860-886-2000, netruckingoffroad.com. I'll probably put it down here. Go see them because they help me out and I need their business to do well, even though it does already, but I need it to do better so that they can help me out and I can help them out. Also, Frank Jr., all the guys who've helped me along the year, Phil Jr. and Ernie, my brother, my wife and son, my mom, my uncles, my cousins, everybody who's helped me. I know I've been talking a while. I'm going to wrap it up here real quick, but, you know, it's been a really fun time, and we've kind of kind of exceeded some expectations. So that's been pretty great. But let's go again one more time next week. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Send me to people you may think may enjoy this type of thing. Share me on Facebook, Instagram, whatever link will work, I guess. X, I don't know. Whatever the remnants of Twitter became. Whatever other weird social media platforms may exist that I'm not on. And help me out. So thank you guys for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And until next time, when we get back to work on this one more time.